It was supposed to be a vacation, a celebration, but on March 24th, 1998, Amy Lynn Bradley, a 23-year-old American woman, vanished without a trace from a cruise ship in the Caribbean. No one saw her leave. No alarm sounded, just silence, and a family left shattered. This is one of the most chilling unsolved disappearances in modern history, a case haunted by sightings, unanswered questions, and theories darker than the ocean she disappeared into.
Bring them home.
Amy was vibrant, athletic, and focused. She just graduated from Longwood College with a degree in physical education. She had her own apartment and plans for a master's in sports psychology. But when her dad received a company reward, a Caribbean cruise, Amy was reluctant. She didn't say why, just a feeling. Still, on March 21st, 1998, Amy joined her parents, Ron and Eva, and her younger brother, Brad, aboard Rhapsody of the Seas, a massive Royal Caribbean cruise liner carrying over 2,000 passengers. Their journey began in Puerto Rico. Amy smiled in photos, but she remained uneasy. On March 23rd, the ship docked in Aruba. The family spent the day exploring, then returned to the ship. That night, Amy and Brad attended a party featuring the ship's house band, Blue Orchid. Amy was seen dancing with the bass player, a man named Alistair Douglas, known as Yellow. Brad headed to bed first. Amy followed around 3:45 a.m., and the two talked briefly on the cabin's balcony. Brad went to sleep. Amy stayed outside. Just before 5 a.m., Ron woke up and saw Amy sleeping on a lounge chair, cigarettes by her side, the sliding door closed. He lay back down. When he woke again, just 20 minutes later, Amy was gone. Ron assumed Amy had gone for a drink or snack, but when she didn't return, he searched the deck. No Amy, no sign of her. Only her shoes were still in the room. Panic set in. The ship had docked at Curacao by then. The family begged the captain, "Don't let anyone off. Not yet." At first, the captain agreed. Then he opened the gangplank. Passengers flooded into the port, and if Amy had been taken, this moment may have sealed her fate. The ship was searched. Every cabin, every hallway, every stairwell, nothing. The captain offered a theory. Maybe she fell overboard, but Amy hated being near the railings. She was sober, happy, and had plans for her future. Suicide was also dismissed by her family. There was another theory: someone took her. Two women on board said they saw Amy around 5:45 a.m., just after her father last saw her walking toward the ship's nightclub with Yellow. Why would she go back with him? And how did he know she was missing before anyone had told him? Another red flag. The cruise ship's photo service. Throughout the trip, photos of passengers are taken and posted for sale. Every photo of Amy gone. Was she targeted, shopped to traffickers? Was someone preparing to sell her? The FBI arrived 24 hours later. Too late. But they noticed something else. Yellow changed his story, denied knowing where Amy had gone, denied being with her. Nothing stuck. No charges were filed. The ship sailed on. Back in Curacao, the family printed flyers and spread Amy's image. A taxi driver claimed he saw her that very morning, frantically asking for a phone after getting off the ship. The Bradleys raced around the island, but Amy was nowhere to be found. Days later, Brad heard a woman scream his name from a passing van. Brad. They chased the vehicle, but when it stopped, there was only a man inside. Real lead or grief-fueled illusion. In 1999, a Canadian man vacationing in Curacao saw a woman on the beach flanked by two men. She had tattoos identical to Amy's, a gecko on her navy L, a sun on her lower back, a Tasmanian devil on her shoulder, Chinese characters on her ankle. When she heard him speaking English, she turned sharply and began to approach. Just before she reached him, one of the men cut her off and gave the man a warning stare. She looked down and walked away. The man would later say, "It was her 100%. I was 2 F'd away." Then came Frank Jones. He claimed to be ex-Special Forces, said Amy was alive, held by traffickers. He had proof, photos of a woman with Amy's tattoos. He offered the Bradleys a solution, but it would cost them everything. Over the next year, they wired Jones over $200,000 to fund a rescue mission. But before signing off on the final payment, Ron's boss sent a contact to observe Jones. What they discovered was devastating. Jones was a con artist. The photos were fake, the mission fiction. He was arrested and sentenced to 5 years in prison. Amy was still missing. In 2001, a Navy officer claimed he met a woman in a Curacao brothel in 1999. She pulled him aside and whispered, "They have my papers. I can't leave." She told him her name, Amy Bradley or Bradley. Before he could act, one of the men returned. She fell silent. Years later, he saw Amy's photo on the cover of People magazine. He swears it was her. That brothel has since burned down. In 2005, the Bradley family received a photo from a sex trafficking awareness group. It showed a woman listed as Jazz on an escort site. The tattoos matched the facial features, eerily similar. Experts analyzed it. One said, "I'd bet my career it's her." Later that year in Barbados, a woman named Judy Moore entered a department store restroom. She overheard two men saying, "The deal is at 11. She better not mess this up." As they left, another woman appeared, pale, shaking, terrified. Amy Lynn Bradley was declared legally dead in 2010, but her family has never stopped searching. They still believe, based on sightings, evidence, and intuition, that Amy was trafficked, sold, and forced into a life she never chose. They believe she may still be alive today. As for the sightings, not all are verified. Some may be scams, mistaken identity, or cruel hoaxes. But others, like the missing photos, the taxi driver, the beach encounter, the brothel whisper, feel chillingly real. What happened to Amy? How does someone vanish from a cruise ship with thousands aboard? Unless someone helped them disappear, Amy Lynn Bradley should have come home. She should have finished her degree, become a teacher, lived her life. Instead, she remains a question, drifting in the dark. If you have any information about the disappearance of Amy Lynn Bradley, contact the FBI or the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. Don't let her story end here. Thank you for watching my coverage of this case. If you have any information, please contact the detectives assigned. If you enjoyed my coverage, please subscribe. Thank you for your time, stay safe, and look out for one another. Bye.